everyone, it's Melody and host of Author Nation. And today I want to talk about promoting your nonfiction book on Instagram. It's because Instagram's a great platform to promote your book, to connect with readers, to meet others you can cross promote with. But if you're just starting out, it could feel really overwhelming. Or you've been there for a while and it's not working for you and you're feeling frustrated, then you want to watch this. Or maybe you've been there for a while and you gave up and you did something for a bit and then you stopped. You want to watch this. This is not for people who are like totally rocking Instagram, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you kind of 10 ideas, and I've organized them in a way like it's not exactly step 1, step 2, step 3, but I have organized them in a way that builds momentum as you go. So number 1, if you don't have an Instagram account or a profile yet, that's the first thing you want to do. Now, as an author, you can set up a personal profile, but more powerful than that is a business profile or a creator profile. And they are quite similar, but they are a little bit different. Creators are for people who want to, think like lots and lots of followers. You want to have subscriptions. You can actually have subscriptions through Instagram now, where people pay you, or business, and you think, you have a book to sell. So you can have something on there that sells your book. They both have analytics. So they're mostly the same. There are a few differences. So you can go check out those differences and decide. You probably want a business account unless you are like a creator influencer and then you want a creator account. But go check it out. Once you have an account, you want to develop a content strategy. Now, what I suggest you do is you go check out other people like you on Instagram, other authors in your genre, authors who have quite a few followers who post regularly, and see what they're doing. See what kind of visual content they have. See what types of content they post. And then from there, you can create your very simple content calendar. When I say content calendar, I'm not saying, a billion, the calendar with a billion things on it. And do not overwhelm yourself. This is why people get on and it doesn't work for them, or they get on and they get overwhelmed and give up, or, all the things that happen that lead to the non-success that we don't want. So what I want you to do is make it really simple. You could say, okay, something I do every Monday is I find like a motivational quote for myself. I'm going to share that on Instagram. There we go. Every Monday I've got something to post that I already do. Or you might say, I'm a published author and I have a whole bunch of reviews. So every Wednesday, I'm just going to take a snippet from a review and I'm going to pop that on there. Or alternately, on some Wednesdays, I'm just going to take a snippet out of my book and I'm going to post it there. And then you might say, well, on Fridays, I'm going to look through the photographs I've taken during the week, going out to coffee, going for walks, doing whatever I did that week. And I'm just going to pop a personal photo out on Friday. And I know like the social media gurus are going to say, no, you've got to do this and that and this and that. When I work with authors, we start somewhere where you feel you can succeed and we grow from there. So I'm not saying those are the only 3 posts you'll ever do for the rest of your time on Instagram. What I'm saying is start somewhere. If you can do a motivational quote on Mondays, a review or a snippet from your book on Wednesdays, and just a personal image from your phone and just telling people what you're up to that week, that's an amazing start. And that probably won't take you but 30 minutes a week. Doable, right? This is what we want. We want doable. So now you have a very simple content calendar. Start sharing content. And of course, you're also still lurking and looking at what other people are doing, right? But start sharing content, whether it's testimonials, whether it's reviews, whether it's media features, whether it's a picture of you recording for a podcast, whatever you decide. And as you go, you can build your content calendar. So once you're comfortable with these 3 simple posts, you can add more posts, for example. You can build as you go, but start sharing out content. And as you're sharing out content, continue to look at what other people are doing like you, and start liking and commenting on other people's things. So you're sharing content, not only your posts, but you're sharing content in the way of likes and comments. So you're starting to engage. And then as you start to share content and engage with others, people are probably going to be engaging with you. So as you're commenting on others' posts and you're writing really good captions for your images, and you're starting to use hashtags, find yourself 5 hashtags and just use those same 5 hashtags over and over and over again until you're comfortable with hashtags. So hashtags are just actually what they are is it's a search term. So when I post something on Instagram, I might have hashtag Author Nation. So if somebody's looking for something Author Nation, they go to Instagram, they type in Author Nation, and any post that has the hashtag Author Nation pops up, and my post will pop up. So if people are looking for me, then they'll find me under Author Nation. Another one for me might be author community, because I have an author community. And so when people are looking for an author community, if I use the hashtag author community, then when they search author community, Instagram goes, oh, where are all the author community hashtags? And then they show them all those posts. And so it's that simple. So just find 3 to 5 that you would like people, or you think people will use to look for books like yours, and use those. So you have a very simple content calendar. You've started engaging with people, you're posting, and now there's this back and forth. If people comment on your posts, respond, comment back. That's what you want to be doing, right? Comment back. And as you get more comfortable, you can start asking questions, you can start doing quizzes, you can start using polls, and then we can get into stories and reels. And that's number 4, is using your stories and your reels. So your posts and your stories go out to the people who are following you, and to anyone who uses a hashtag to search something, then your post and things may come up. Stories disappear, so they will not necessarily come up in those searches, right? Because they're there for 24 hours and then they disappear. Stories are things you can put links on, and that's really useful. So if you have a reading or an event or a workshop for your readers, you can put a story out, and then in that story you can have a link, and that will link back to the information about that event that you're putting on for your readers. Reels, on the other hand, that's how you build your audience. So posts and stories, think about posts and stories for your followers, and reels are for people who can discover you. And here's the thing, people might think, oh, I have to start reels right away. No, slow down. Build momentum. As I said, when I work with authors, we build momentum. We get the account going. We get regular posting happening. And when that's going on and there's room for a little bit more, then we can start doing 1 or 2 stories, 1 or 2 reels per week. Stories to build loyalty with our own followers, reels to start building in bringing in new followers. And as you get more and more comfortable with stories and reels, there are so many things you can do with them, but start by getting comfortable with them. And so next, once you have your account and your strategy and your posting and you're interacting, number 5, you can start collaborating with others. Let's say you have 100 followers or 200 followers. Find another author in your genre who has 100 or 200 followers who is also working on their Instagram account, and collaborate with them. Do team up for something you can do on Instagram. Do an Instagram live. Do a shout out. Do a post with each other's covers. Anything at all works. Just talk to that person and say, look, how can we support each other? And support each other through collaborations. And as you grow, you can collaborate with larger accounts, Instagram influencers or thought leaders. And actually, when you're small, don't be afraid to ask influencers and thought leaders if they want to collaborate. the worst you're going to get is a no. They're not going to take out a one-page ad going, so-and-so asked me to collaborate. How dare they? No, they might say no, but they might say yes. So go ahead and ask. So now you're collaborating with people. I want to talk about your DMs, your direct messages. You want to engage personally with followers. For example, when you get a new follower, you might say, "Hey, thanks for following me. What are you looking for? How can I help you?" Or, whatever it is, make it thoughtful, but you can start responding to people in DMs and also start initiating your own conversations in DMs. The one thing you don't want to do in DMs is be like slimy salesy. "Hey, you're following me. Buy my book." No, 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 no. So, "Hey, you're following me. That you're probably interested in X topic, whatever your book is about. I wrote this. I wrote this blog post. You might love it. Here it is." That's it. Giving, not asking. Giving, not asking. Right. So then you're getting comfortable with your direct messages. You can even automate direct messages when you're ready. When you're there, idea number seven is to host giveaways and contests. You have more followers now. You can have contests and giveaways. So if people like a certain post, they get added to a draw, or if they comment, or if they tag a friend. Tagging a friend is great because now you are widening your audience. So if they tag a friend and their friend is interested, they may come and follow you. And now you're through these contests and giveaways, you're building your audience. So that's number seven. Host a giveaway or a contest. And then what you're going to find, and this is number eight, is you're actually part of a community. You've been posting, you've been engaging, you've been talking to people, and then you realize that you're actually part of a community of authors or nonfiction authors or mystery authors or whatever it is. So start following and interacting. And this is where hashtags can come in really nicely. There's times a community, it'll have its own little hashtag. And you'll be finding accounts in your niche. You can like, you can comment, you can post, you can participate in ongoing conversations, and you can join in writing communities as well. And then when you are like, "I'm an Instagram expert," and only then you can start thinking, "Do I want to use Instagram ads? Will the money I put into Instagram ads give me the return on investment that I need to make it worthwhile?" So if I'm selling a $10 book and it costs me $20 to sell it, it's not worth it. But if I'm doing a sponsored post, or I know how to target my reader really well, and it can cost me $2 to sell my $10 book, then Instagram ads might be your next way to go. No matter what you choose, number 10 is really important. Track your progress. Measure your progress. If your goal is, "I want to build up my account and get more followers," how many followers are you getting month over month over month? If you start with 10, and then you get 11, and then you get 12, and then you get 13, and then you get 15, and so forth, you are growing by 10% a month, which is great. I mean, 1,000, 10% feels like a big number, but it's still 10%. So if you just have 10 people and you grow by one a month, you're still growing by 10%. So track how many comments, how many DMs, how many people are interacting with your posts, how many people are seeing it. And I think for me, interaction is the most important measure. So people who are now following me because they've seen my reels, if I'm putting out reels and nobody's following me, then there's something wrong with my reels. But if I'm putting out reels and I'm getting a lot of followers, then those are the kinds of reels people want, and I should continue to do that. Then I have followers. How many of them are commenting and liking and sharing my posts and my stories? And that will tell me how much they're interacting with me, which is a measure of whether I'm putting out what they want or not, right? And so measure, and that is number 10. I want to go back to the beginning and say, if you've been frustrated with Instagram, if you're just starting out, If something's been in your way, if you've been working at it and banging your head and you've given up, I think the secret isn't to listen to the gurus who are like, you have to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this, or it won't work. My strategy with my authors is to start where you can start. Do what you can do. Because what happens is you grow accustomed to just doing those 2 or 3 posts a week. And then that just becomes so easy. Then you can add one more in, or you can add a story in, and you can build. And by building, you're not giving up. You're not going away. You're not stopping. You're not hitting the brick wall. You are slowly building. And if you do this day in and day out, 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, you will build an Instagram account. You will build a readership that matters. And your book will impact the world in the way you want it to. So don't be afraid to start small and build as you go. And if you have questions, please reach out. And I look forward to seeing you next week in the next video.